Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Birds of a feather flock together. Fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
Unforced errors. And so, they did a good job of taking care of their home court, and that's an area in the fourth quarter where we can improve.
Down by 7 with 2:37 left to go. Is there something to change about those final couple of minutes, or no? Was it more of a problem with the entire board?
I'd have to go back and watch and see what I can do better.
What got CJ going in the second half?
Just reading the game, setting screens for his teammates. They have to make decisions. Guys were trying to top lock him a bit and take the ball out of his hands. But when you set back picks and set screens for your teammates, it kind of loosened him up a bit. He was just more aggressive.
Mobley was 8 for 8 in the restricted areas tonight. How was he supposed to be so? How was he able to be so efficient for you guys? That's for him. Sorry for the Cavs.
He has incredible touch, and that's an area where he can catch the ball 7 feet and shoot over the top of defenses, and he did that tonight. And once again, he's another guy on their team that's a major threat. Even though he's a young guy, he plays with poise.
Once you saw him getting going in the early quarters, did you want to make any kind of adjustments to that to try and slow him down? It seemed like it would be a big night for him.
Not necessarily. Just kind of sticking to our game plan and try to not allow him to catch the ball in the post a ton. Try to force him off the block and force him to shoot more non-paint contested twos. We didn't do a great job of that tonight.
Okay, let's go to Zoom.
Willie, Dyson.
Christian, your audio cut out.
Hey, Willie, what did you think about Dyson's game defensively? He had 4 steals in the first half.
I thought he was really good defensively, like you said, especially in the first half. Physical, getting deflections, getting steals, allowing us to get out and play in the open floor on the offensive end.
Yeah, Coach, there were a few stretches there in the second half where the offense just kind of stalled out. What did you kind of see on that end?
I thought we kind of ran out of gas. We just wasn't as forceful as we need to be, and you got to give the Cavs a lot of credit. They have the number 1 defense in the league for a reason, and they make it tough on their opponents to score. When we ran plays, and when we played with force, we executed. When we didn't, we kind of played into their hands.
And I will keep the theme going for the last few games, talking about trade shots. Alexian he had a few opportunities to get to the rim, made some plays with his left hand. What do you think about his aggression on the offensive end today?
I love that he was using a shot fake. Mobley was jumping out at him, so he shot faked a few times, especially in the second half, got to the basket, and he was able to finish. I think that's a part of Trey's game that will continue to grow.
Hey, Willie, you're finishing with JV as a theme the last few games. What have you liked about just what he's been able to do on both sides to be able to keep him in these late game situations now?
Well, with guys being out, number one, he's a force in the post. So when we could throw the ball down to JV, he settles us down offensively. He can make plays from that position. He rebounds the ball. He can get to the free throw line. So a lot of good on the offensive end. Defensively, I thought he was in the right places. We could have did better at contesting some of their shots in the paint. That's usually one of our spots that we really look at, and that's something we didn't do well tonight. So that's as a group.
Thanks,
All right.
Coach. Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
All right. For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Post-Game Report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all joining us for this Martin Luther King Day episode of the Pelican Post-Game Report. Pelicans in 5-game road trip with a 113-103 loss to the Cavs. The Pelicans had it for the first 3 quarters. They kept it, and the Cavs turned on the afterburners, kind of pushed the Pelicans clean up out that thing. I'm Big Q. We got co-host DC chiming in the stream. And, of course, we talked about it going into the 5-game road trip. I said if the Pelicans could get 2 or 3 in a road trip, man, we're doing something. But in this one, they just didn't have enough offensive firepower. A few other things was shaking and baking, but at the end of the day, the Pelicans come out of the 5-game road trip 2-3. So there you go. As we get 1 game at home, we'll preview that one coming up after this one. DC chiming in on this episode of Pelican Post Game Report 113-103. DC, quick thoughts before we get to the team stats.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to feel like this. We don't believe in moral victories over here. But I thought the Pels played good, man. Bearing the circumstances, I look at Cleveland a little different than some of these other teams we played on these road trips. Obviously the Celtics too. And Cleveland is a very good team, man. A very good team, top to bottom, bench the whole 9. It's a tough ask to ask the Pels to go in Cleveland and think that they're gonna get a victory without BI or Zion. It's just tough, man. It's tough, And I thought they did about as well as they could, man. They actually kept themselves in this game, and up until later in the game, they could have potentially won it. They dominated the first half, and ultimately, I'm proud of them. Obviously, you want the victory, but the way they lost it, you heard what Coach said. It's like they ran out of gas, man. They just didn't have enough. They needed something else to get them over the top. If Jackson Hayes would have had a big night, playing back in his hometown, that might have been enough or something. If Jose would, who he played well, if he would have had a phenomenal night, there's been one of them games we could have got. But unfortunately, we just didn't have that, man. The guys, they did what they could do. Everybody, I thought, played well, for the most part. Nothing great, but they, as a team, man, they look good, man. We up there fighting with a team that's they're 28-17, so they got pretty much a similar record to us. So can you imagine us playing somebody with Zion and BI, and they missing both of their 2 best players? Can you imagine what that would look like if the Pels did that to somebody? I guarantee you the score wouldn't be 113 or 103. I know that's for sure. So I'm proud of them, man. I think getting back home may help against this Heat matchup. They're a team that's going through some stuff. Whether BI or Zion ain't coming back yet, he probably got about another week. And whether BI comes back or whatever, Probably not. I think we'll be able to beat the Heat. But I like what I saw from guys like Dice and Trey. Wish we could have got more from JV, man. And really watching this game, you really see that you need another big man for his interior presence and the defense, because their front court tore us up, man. Along with Darius Garland too. So it's just, man, Cleveland was hitting on all cylinders, man, and we was in there putting up a good fight.
Yeah, Darius Garland had 30 points on the Pelicans, man. He was definitely stepping up, handling the business for them, and they're a long team, man. It's a long team. They put 1 7-footer on the bench, put another on the bench, and bring one up off the bench. So they're a long team, very difficult and very skilled, well coached too. So, like I said, this would have been an interesting game had we had our full cupboard of players. But, like we're saying, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. 113-103 team statistics. Pelicans 38 of 75 from the field for just over 50%, almost 51%. They were 10 of 27 from downtown for 37% flat, 17 of 22 for 77.3% shooting from the foul line. The Cleveland Cavs 38 of 80 for almost 49%, 9 of 28 for 32.1. They went to the line 33 times at home, 26 of 33 for almost 79%. 43-28 on the rebounds advantage. Cavs 26-22 Pelicans on the assist game. 9-5 Pels. 4-1 Cavs on the block game. Pelicans 17 turnovers, 22 points off versus 15 by the Cavs with 22 points off. Fast break points 13-7 Pels. You look at the points in the paint, they won by 12 points, 52-40 in the game. Of course, see, the largest lead the Pelicans had at one time was 13. Cavs was 12. DC, what couple of stats stick out to you, man? Besides obvious, the points in the paint, right?
Man, don't tell me what to say. But I'm gonna mention that. I don't care what you say. The points in the paint gotta stick out, man, because we're not a team that's gonna beat you on the 3-point line. So to come in there and not just beat us in points in the paint, but beat us by 12 in points in the paint. That's definitely a stat you want to look at that tells a story. And the other one, when you put it in conjunction with that, the rebounds, man, 43-28. We get out rebounded. That don't happen to us, bro. And then you go ahead and I'll say a stat like 50% from your field goal percentage. You're like, wait a minute. We shot 50% from the field. We shot 37% from three. And we lost this game, and we had 26 assists. Rebounds, man. Rebounds and points in the paint. The front court dominated. And that's why we lost the game. It's really that simple, man. And those stats, looking at them, they tell it. The only other thing I think we could have did looking at these stats to get this victory, if somehow we were able to get our turnovers down to 11, with the amount of turnovers that we generated, getting 9 steals, we might have been able to take this one, but we didn't do that, so we lost.
Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. All right, looking at the team statistics for the Pelicans in this one, man. Top scorer of the game, CJ McCollum, 25 points in 36 minutes of action, 8 of 20 from the field, 3 of 9 from downtown, 6 of 8 from the foul line. He finished with 25 points, 4 assists. In the lead, 22 from Big V in 35 minutes, an efficient 7 of 9 from the field. He did hit 7 of 9 from the charity stripe, finished with 22 points, 13 rebounds, and a block for Valanciunas. 17 from Trey Murphy in 33 minutes, 7 of 4 from the field, 3 of 6 from downtown. He chunked in 17 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for Trigger Trey Murphy. 14 from Najee Marshall, the knife, in 36 minutes of action, 7 of 12 from the field. 0 for 1 from downtown, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Najee Marshall. Dyson Daniels in 29 minutes of action, only 4 points in 29 minutes, 2 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from downtown, 4 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds for Dyson Daniels. And, of course, off the bench, second line, not too much shaking and baking from our second line. Jose Alvarado led the effort offensively, 10 points in 34 minutes, 4 of 8 from the field. He was 2 of 4 from downtown. He had 5 assists, 3 steals, 3 rebounds in the matchup. Graham, your $11 million player, 6 points in 14 minutes.
So wait, man, hold
24
up, bro.
Excuse me,
You
sir.
gonna
Can I finish?
keep saying how much the man make every time you announce his name. I'm on to you,
Yes.
bro.
Yes,
Every
DC. You
time
know
you
why?
announce this man name, you say
I
how
just
much
can't
money
help.
he make, bro.
I just can't help to watch him drive
God
into the
damn.
paint and then get up in the air and then turn around and throw the ball back out.
Oh
Just
man.
no gumption to score. He's 6 points from me. You talking about what you had a little bit more from Valanciunas. I wish I had a little bit more from my $11 million backup point guard named Devontae Graham. 14 minutes, 6 points for him and 3
Well, he
assists.
kind of
overall.
plays shooting guard.
Whatever, bro. 4 points from Larry Nance in 15 minutes of action, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. You see, Larry's still not there. And Jackson Hayes in 9 minutes gave you 1 point in the matchup. So anyway, with that being said, DC, looking at quickly, we're going to check out the Cavaliers line. 30 by Darius Garland, 24 from Jared Allen, gave them some good production there. They didn't even need Donovan Mitchell as he sat down. 11 points with him. Evan Mobley, 19 points, 8 boards. 24 from Allen with 11 rebounds. He also had 5 assists in the matchup for them, and they pretty much carried the day. So the Cavs get one from the Pelicans early on without our big guys, and we just couldn't muster enough offensive production. Defense, maybe a few more stops would have helped. Maybe perhaps we hit a few more free throws. We did, go to the line and finish 17-22. Maybe we could have had a few more shots there as well. So, be that as it may, the Pelicans, like Willie said, man, they kind of ran out of juice in that quarter. And you could tell, man, they were playing well up until the fourth and then lose the fourth period by 13 points. So in the end, there it is. So go ahead, DC, who you got?
Quick little asterisk. Shout out to Dice, man. That's crazy. He's the only plus and minus on the team, bro. Them 4 steals and just phenomenal defense in that first half, man. I just want to give a slight shout out to him. What he's doing ain't going unnoticed, man. Keeping the Cavs under, I think we kept them under 50 points, at halftime. And this is a team that gets 60 points pretty regularly. We dropped the ball in the fourth quarter, but nonetheless, everything before half, man, we was looking good, like we get a victory. But moving on, Mr. McCollum, he did his thing as usual. A little less efficient tonight. He's a little off, but off night for CJ now, as opposed to the beginning of the season, is 8 for 20, 3 for 9 from 3-point line, 4 assists, no rebounds, and 25 points with 4 turnovers. That's a bad night for CJ now. So still slight shout out to him. Didn't play his best, but to kind of be off, we need somebody to take those shots. So I'm not mad at him taking 20 shots tonight. Somebody had to take those shots. He had to be the starter carrier. If we were going to win, CJ had to get up some shots, man. So shout out to him. Big V was very efficient scoring. He did get on the glass, got 13 rebounds as well, 2 assists, got some turnovers, 4 turnovers. Just kind of a lot for Big V. Don't really turn the ball over too much. And ended his night in 22 points, but 7 for 9 is what sticks out to me. Just would have loved to see him get maybe 15 attempts like he got last game. Maybe that could have changed some things. We got to continue to feed him, but do understand it was difficult tonight because not only are they bigs pretty good offensively, they're good defensively as well. So it's still kind of impressive for Big V to do what he was able to do tonight, getting 22, 7 to 9. And as you can see, when you look at these guys' minutes, he played 35 minutes. CJ played 36. Najee played 36. That 13-point drop off in the 14 quarter. The fourth quarter, looking at Najee points, 14 points. In the fourth quarter, man, is it's indicative of them playing all of those minutes, because we're a little short-handed. So maybe Big V was tired, and that's why you couldn't get more out of him. But nonetheless, still an efficient game. And the last person I want to mention, man, I really liked how he looked tonight. Was Trey Murphy. He had an interview where he was saying he was going to look for a shot more. Coach keep telling him to shoot this and that. and be more aggressive, and he's doing that, man. I said here maybe 4 games ago, Trey need to take about 15 shots every game right now with them out. And when Zion and BI come back, he need to get at least 10 to 12 every night. And 5 of them, it has to be 3 points. 5 of them, it's mandatory. I don't care if they put 2 people on you. Got to shoot 5. Well, he got 14 shots up tonight. He shot 6 threes, made 3 of them. He made 7 of the 14 shots he took. He gave you a rebound, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and he dropped 17 points. So love the aggressiveness from him. Obviously, he did make mistakes. Everybody could have played a little better, in the second half. But very encouraged by what I saw from Trey Murphy. Looking forward to what I'm going to see from him in the blender when we play the Heat.
Yeah, that's the next one, DC, coming this way is the Miami Heat matchup, man. And we talked about, the Heat having this 1 game home. So they get a little one game home cooking before they have to go back to the road against Orlando and that same Miami team. So for whatever it is, the Pelicans to take it, they've been away for a very long time. This month of January for the Pelicans are very difficult. They've, I would have liked to have at least another win on the road, but to be honest with you, taking 2 of the 3 on the road, being shorthanded without the big stars, at some point the Pelicans have to get these guys back. We down 3 starters. That's of course Zion, BI, and of course Stray Jacket Jones. These guys, at some point, they got to remain healthy and fill out the rest of the season. I'm just more inclined to believe we're getting all of this stuff out of the way right now so we can get these guys going. And I said after the All-Star break is what I'm looking like before some of these guys actually get together. We all see them on the court at the same time. So anyway,
Pelicans, that's what it matter, bro. But before we go into that,
matters.
I want you to throw a comment up there, man. I don't know what's going on with my man's Melanin Guy, bro. Melanin Guy got a comment wait, what did he say? You don't think some of these role players amongst themselves and say, damn, Zion and Ingram always hurt. How you gonna recruit people in the future if the 2 main guys always hurt? And he had another one, man. He been going off tonight, huh? He say, also if they were healthy, if only they were healthy, the Pelicans need to make a move now. Come on, Melanin Guy, bro. You make it sound like we're at the bottom of the West or something, bro. I mean, we're in the 3rd spot, man. We're in the 3rd spot in the West, and our 2 best guys are banked up.
Definitely a lot to be happy for, to be honest.
Right.
With you.
It's not. I'm seeing a lot of Pels people, man. We I don't know why in our mind the sky is falling or something, but we're in a very good position. These guys, they're going to come back. Like BI not about to miss the whole season with turf toe. Come on, y'all. It's been abnormally long. I get it. He ain't about to miss the whole season with turf toe. Zion probably could play right now. They're being overly cautious with him. He wants to get back and actually play in the All-Star game. He got incentives on the line to do that, right? So I just think we over-exaggerate Melanin God. I get it. And I saw you say earlier, what we could do when I was commenting on that, be happy with what we did. What more do you want? I get you, man. But, we were a team that started 3-14 last year. We're 3rd in the West, man. And our 2 best guys are hurt. We all right. It's all right, family. We're not going to win every night. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to touch on that, man. I feel you, though, Melanin God. I know you love the team. We all want to win a championship, man. But this is part of the process. This happens to the best of teams. You know what I'm saying? I think it's impressive the fact that you can have your 2 best guys out and you still play about 500 ball. I mean, what more do you expect? Like I said earlier, they're not stars. We got role players in positions that stars need to be in. Like we're not gonna win every night when we play top 10 teams. So we need to keep our head up, man. Be happy, man. Be okay with winning. We're winning. We're not losing. We're not 8th in the West. It's all right. We still third. That ain't bad. And we're gonna make this push after the All-Star break, like Big Q was saying, because that's what's gonna happen. Just be happy we got it all out the way now, so we can end the season strong. And let's be honest, Zion and Bi do get hurt from time to time, but we usually end the season like that. I think things gonna change this year. We dealing with it during the season, so I believe they're gonna end the season strong, and it's gonna benefit them going into the playoffs. All right, I had to get that off my chest, Big Q. You can go ahead and go with the Heat matchup.
Well, here it come, bro, because the Miami Heat 24-21, first in the Southeast, they 7th in the Eastern Conference. Look at some of the statistics from the Heat are not very good. 26th in field goal percentage, 24th in three-point percentage, points scored, they're 30th in the NBA, 106. Total rebounds, 29th in the NBA. So a lot of to look at the Heat aren't playing the best basketball right now. You see their top scorer there, Jimmy Butler, right there, almost 22 points a game. Bama Bio, 21.5, and Tyler Hero, 21.2. So they got 3 20-point scorers on their squad. Bama Bio is the top rebounder, 10.1 per game. Jimmy's the second with 6.5. Kyle Lowry, 5.6 on the assist, the top assist man, 5.2 by Butler. He follows up. Jimmy's the top thief, 2.1 a game. Bam Bio is the top shot blocker, almost a block per contest. Field goal percentage is a guy named Orlando Robinson, followed by Bam Bio. Of course, you look at some of the team rankings, the points per game, I said it was 30. Rebounds per game at 29th. Field goal percentage, 26. They're one of the top free throw shooting teams in the league, almost 83% from the charity stripe, second in the NBA. 24th in three-point percentage. One of the 23rd in the league when it comes down to the assists per contest with almost 23. Turnovers per contest, 6th in the NBA, 12.6 there. Assisted turnover ratio, almost 2. That's good for 14. Block shots per game, 30th with 3 per game. Steals per game, almost over 8 for 3rd in the NBA. So there you go right there with the Miami Heat. This is our first matchup with this team. And, of course, like they said, they're the top team, DC, in the Southeastern bracket on the southeastern side of things. Atlanta and Washington, Orlando, Charlotte, not too many good teams. Really, look at Charlotte looking terrible. But at the end of the day, Miami is still 3 games above 500. They still got Jimmy Butler. They still have a Bam on the bio and a few of the other guys right there. I know what they're saying. Kyle Lowry is out. Duncan Robinson is out on the matchup. So they still have Gabe Vincent, Victor Oladipo's there. Max Strauss is another guy they play. So they do have some players that can come in and play, and they still have one of the better coaches in the NBA coaching them. So let's take a look at this Heat club, what we got to do, because I know we won't have BI, and this will be another tough game at the Smoothie King Center. The Pelicans will be looking to try to win.
Yeah, man. I mean, actually, I think this is a good matchup for us, man. As long as Jimmy buckets don't go crazy, that's usually the Pelicans' killer right there, man. So we definitely got to go through. Don't worry, be happy. DC make these all the same questions administration is asking on Poitras. Unfortunately, most of us think like fans instead of thinking like we're in the boardrooms. I get that, melanin God. I do, man. But over here, you know what I'm saying? We need to think like we're in the boardroom, because, you know, that energy you put out matters, man. It can shape and mold and change things, as we've seen with the Saints over the years, what the people were yelling for and asking for, and all the great ideas that happened, and then they started to do them, and they were winning. You know, same thing with the Pels, man. You do matter, and what you say and what you think matters. So you adjust it accordingly. But I get it. DC, do you think BI do you think we will see the return of BI by the
Ask
end
him,
of the week?
Randolph. I don't know if you should ask DC that. He screwed up that so many times. Go ahead,
No,
brother.
I told you, bro. I referred to this on the other
Oh, here
show.
you go.
What? Well, come on, man. Damn, Q.
Go ahead,
Can
bro.
I at least say it?
Go ahead.
You know what I said. You want to say it for me?
No, you go ahead and say it.
You
Yo,
jumping?
on
I
that.
thought you wanted to say it for me.
Yo,
But
on that one, Jack.
I'm gonna go with the Crescent City conspiracy, bro. I told
Oh, here
y'all if
you go.
Bi didn't come back in these 5 games, it was only because of his enormous love for none other than Mr. CJ McCullough. They campaigning to get CJ in the All-Star game, man. That's why Bi said no. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to that until the All-Star break
I
over
guess we
with.
don't have to call them Justin. They call them
Crescent City conspiracy, baby. They're trying to get CJ in the All-Star game. I mean, it's crazy, right? CJ been in the league all these years, man. We all think CJ is an outstanding player, and I don't think he's ever been an All-Star.
the X
Never.
DC on that one, Stephanie. Ain't got nothing to do with that.
What's up?
XDC on that one. So do y'all, not y'all, DC think is BI holding back from playing or what? Is he holding back from playing?
I
don't
think he
think he
got
holding
turf
back from
toe,
playing.
and it ain't healing right. For real. I think he has a problem with his toe, and from my observations, looking at BI for a while, I think he's been having problems with his toe. I said this several times. I don't think this is something that started this year. Maybe it's something he's tired of dealing with and fighting through, and he wants to fully heal from it. If that's the case, I don't see nothing wrong with it. We done seen BI play through injuries before. Does he get banged up a little too much for the liking of everybody? Yeah. But I
Oh,
done
yeah.
seen him tough it out and play through actual injuries, especially when it's on the line and it's games where it's needed. We know he'll do that. So I think we just need to be a little more patient, bro. He got
We'll
turf
see.
toe. Turf toe, Colin. But back to the Heat, man. To be able to beat them, obviously, you can't let them kill you on that 3-point line. That's one of the things they like to do. They also like to get out and run. They play the passing lanes, get steals. I guess similar to what you've seen Toronto try to be. Miami was kind of, I guess the most recent people are the first. I wouldn't say the first, but to do it before Toronto. You got Bam Adebayo, who's kind of like an undersized center, but they really ain't no centers who really punking them like that. Obviously you got Joel Embiid and Jokic, and nobody can deal with those guys. But outside of that, you got him in there, and they're pretty much a scrappy team. But the Heat ain't been looking good lately, man. I think they kind of weak right now. They're probably looking to make a trade to try to spice things up a little bit. It's not really looking good in South Beach. And I think we can go ahead and take that one, even though we short staff. But we got to play our game. Can't run out of gas. I thought we were doing amazing tonight, what we were doing in Cleveland. I think a lot of it can be similar, but obviously you can't turn the ball over against Miami. And you got to guard that 3-point line. And we got to keep Jimmy Buckets from exploding on us, bro. So if we're able to do those things, I think the Pels are able to get a victory. All our guys going to get some home cooking. We got a lot of role players playing right now. They're gonna play better at home. So I think this is one we can get.
Well, let me just put it to you like this. Gonna be a tough one, man. Gonna be a tough one against the Miami Heat. It always is when the Pelicans line up against the Heat. And this is one of those games that you wish you had your big guns. And like I said, what happened with Zion, you're probably not gonna see Zion right now. And what day is this? We already midway through. What day is this? The 17th, the 16th? We're already midway through this month. Is just spinning on us. It's just going so fast. But half the month already, and you got what? The All-Star break is what, midway through February?
Almost half the week too.
So I mean, right, exactly. So at the end of the day,
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not, and even though the Pelicans will be glad to be home, they're 17-5 at home. This team is not invincible, but they are a hustling team. And the thing they are very, anytime you got Jimmy Buckets and Bam on the bio available, and they just, I don't know, it's just something about those guys against the Pelicans. The weaknesses that we present at times, we gotta play a game like we have to be very disciplined. We have to be fundamental against this type of team because they'll take advantage of that shit, man. And then we need more production from the bench. The second line is not giving us enough, and I know they filling in as 3 starters down.
Blake Kyra.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why he didn't get any minutes tonight, but I'm so tired. I'm so tired of looking at Devontae Graham give you 3.6 points. I mean, this guy is he's the one that's supposed to be in there making these shots for you. He's supposed to be hitting these 3-pointers to kind of
Well, if he
add
would have
to it.
hit all 4 of his shots, Q, how many points that would have been?
Yeah, but he passed out of several shots. DC, knock it off. He passed out of several shots. He
Boy,
don't
he
he
took
he
4.
don't
If
want
he hit all 4 of them,
he
how
passed
many
out of
points?
several of them. He passed out of several of them. He drove there and passed out of several of them. Got caught trapped in the air several times. So what I'm saying is, I mean, he's not really helping us, man. So if he's not gonna score as what he was brought here to do is to be a scorer and help us score off the bench, well, we need scoring off the bench. We can't, CJ McCollum and Valanciunas tonight put up 20 points apiece between them. Trey Murphy had an outing. Najee Marshall doing what he can. Jose Alvarado gave you 10 points. Larry Nance, I hope, Larry is still, you can see he's still not himself out there, but, hopefully he gets a lot, he gets going a little more, but I mean, it's got to come from somebody, man. And Graham is a guy that was brought here to help you in some regard scoring the ball, and he's not doing none of that. So, I mean, at some point, where do you pull him out of there and put KLJ in there and let him get buckets, man? We need some production off the bench.
After the All-Star break, Q, and they either not able to get a trade or they do trade him, I believe that they probably will let KLJ get some burn, man, if he continues to do this after the All-Star break. And then you just play him some games or you give him a temperature check. You got it tonight, or you ain't got it, and go sit back down.
KLJ needs minutes, says Slim. I'm with you on that, bro. I mean, I'm just going based on what I see because, like I said, Miami's not invincible, and the Pelicans can beat them without BI and Zion, and it could beat them. But, like I said, we got to take advantage of the things that we get. We got to hit our foul shots. We got to hit our foul shots, and we got to take advantage. We got to slow down Jimmy Buckets and Bam on the bayou. He's going to be on the boards causing hell, like what he does. He gets in there, he causes problems. And he fights for everything. Jimmy Buckets is the same way, and they're a gritty team, and we got to give it to them. We got to play. We got to match that intensity in Smoothie King Center before we hit the road against Orlando and then meet Miami in Miami. So at some point, I know it ain't been easy this month for the Pelicans. It really hasn't. But, at some point, we got to refine our game. And I know BI, we're not going to see Brandon Ingram. And when DC said what he said, he was just saying what BI said to a reporter that he'll make an appearance somewhere along this 5-game road trip. I knew that was kind of capped.
I guess he was talking about the sideline, Q, when he had his nice clothes on and his chain and hell braided. He made an appearance.
Well, it's a rhythm to that, though. When I hear these players saying that, it has to be parroted by a coach or somebody higher than him to give him the permission to get on the court. Nobody parroted that. Nobody co-signed what he said. That was something he said. And when he said that, I was like, nah, I don't think so, because nobody else is saying it. Because we done been through that before where guys said they won't play and they don't even see the floor because they're not in control of them getting to the floor. They got to have somebody ahead of them that says, yeah, you good to go. So, yeah, they definitely holding up BI and making sure he totally gets through as much as he can to get through that toe issue. And the same with Zion. They know that they have these boardroom meetings, understand, listen, right now we just got to do the best that we can do with what we got, even if we got to bring guys in from the G League here to add to the team or whatever. We're going to have to lean on our bench a little bit more than what we want to do. But eventually, them guys, you ain't going to see those guys until after the All-Star break. That's when it really started counting, when shit started really getting together after the All-Star break, when they be lining up for the playoff run. So it's a good sign that the Pelicans, despite all of the injuries,
You done went dog, brother. I don't know what happened to Big Q family, but I believe in what you're saying after the All-Star break and after all the injuries. When we get that out the way, we're going to be looking at a very dominant team. We're going to be looking at a team that's very capable to take us everywhere we're looking to go with the Pels, to be able to get us a championship. But we got to get to the playoffs first and handle our business there. And first and foremost, we need to be healthy once we get into the playoffs, man. We got to do that. And looking at the current landscape of the NBA right now, who plays 82 games anymore? Nobody ain't playing 82 games, man. It's just that's not what's happening. Like you 70 games is probably what you want to shoot for with your stars. You know, you rarely gonna see anybody play 82. Everybody gonna miss 2 games here, 2 games there. So definitely understand the frustration with us, with the amount of games we're missing, because you shouldn't be playing no 50 games, 40 games, every year, and you the star of that team. And I see those things changing, man. We dealing with one guy in BI who wasn't, I guess, in the position he's in now with the Lakers. He wasn't carrying a team or the whole focal point of a team, so it's an adjustment period for that. Then you got Zion is going through the same thing coming out of college, but we want the results and we want it now. I know, man. I know we do, but it's a process. This whole thing is a process. You watch the Warriors go through this with Steph Curry. Kept having issues with his ankle, and I'm sure all of those people, they hated it then too. And he need to play. We can't never win if he not on. Steph Curry went through that for like 4 years, man. He went through that for like 4 years. That dude was missing a whole bunch of time. And they finally figured it out and got the right, I guess, workout plan, training regimen, nutrition plan, whatever they needed to do for him. And I think we're on the brink of handling that here. But we gotta hang in there with our guys, man, and be patient. I'm seeing people in trade BI talks and all this, that, and the third, and I don't know. I just think it was the same thing last year with Zion. Zion got hurt, and everybody want to trade him and get rid of him, and we need to start thinking about the future and all of that. And then he comes back and he plays how he played when he came back, and it's just like nobody ever said that now. Like, why do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot? But I ain't here to keep harping on that. I'm here to reassure you, family. And I see this team as being special. The one we got this year. We got to get our 2 main guys healthy. And I think they will be healthy. And, only, 10 games our starting lineup has played together. So even when BI and Zion was here, we had other people that was getting hurt. So we have been plagued by the injury bug this season. And, Lady Luck got to show up at some point, man. I don't think we're going to continue to just deal with all these injuries all year long. Get that Big Q. And he's still tapped out. But anyway, moving on to the Heat matchup, man. We got a lot to look forward to. After we go to Orlando, I think we play them twice, and then we got to play Miami out there. And we finally get off this damn road trip, man. I'll be so happy when we get close to January 24th. You got Big Z probably going to be coming back around that time. So we got a lot of things to look forward to, man. And I personally see us beating the Heat and go ahead and handling our business there. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to tap out, family. We're going to be back for y'all after the Heat game to come and give y'all this intense, entertaining sports talk, as Big Q would say. Please share the show. Hit that like button, because sharing is caring. And if you really care about us, hit that like button every once in a while so we can come up and show up in the notifications so you can be alerted to the show when we get it started. And on that note, family, go Pels. Chill out. Enjoy the fact that we still third, even though it's close. And be ready to root for them when we play the Heat. Peace.
the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who Dat and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who Dat in all of us. Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out